Hello, everyone, and welcome to our podcast. This is the first episode of M/J Say Something. I'm M, I'm Magic. I'm the guy in the hood on the photo.
And I'm Jay. I'm JKHB, and I am a dude.
Yeah, he is the dude, despite what he wears. So
Yes, because I'm constantly dressing up as a female harpy all the time.
So Jay, we've made it. This is our first episode. We're actually doing this.
We have done it. We are great successes in the world.
I think we should probably start with introducing ourselves. You could go first.
Yes, absolutely. So, I am JKHB. I am a game designer, game developer. I attempt to do art on streams and stuff, and we'll do plugs at the end of the show. But yeah, that's what I do. And Magic?
Oh, me, I'm a nobody. I occasionally go on streams and ask people to draw me stuff. Then I occasionally make the almost popular YouTube video. I think the most views I ever got on YouTube was like 4,500 or somewhere around there. It's still going up as we speak, but like that's the most views I've gotten on a video. But none of my other videos touch that, right? So like the way it is, it's like 4,000, and I'm like, wow, okay. Let me just put the list to see most popular videos. So it goes from 4,000 to 3,000, and then all the rest of them are like 1,000 or like 700 views. And I'm like, okay, all right, no consistency on my channel. Great.
Well, I'm jealous, so that's okay.
Oh yeah,
anyway,
you have a YouTube channel too, Jake.
I do have a YouTube channel, and it's not nearly as popular, and I've had it for almost 3 years or 4 years now, and yeah,
I wouldn't
great.
say that I'm popular. I only have 500 or so subs. That's not a lot.
That's 500. If you put 500 people into a room, though, just imagine this. There's 500 people in a room.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of freaking people.
No, but I've had people comment before, like when I was about to reach like certain goals. Like I remember when I was about to hit 300, there was one guy who was like, "Don't worry, we're gonna get you to 300. I subscribe to you on all 3 of my accounts." So it's like, so how many people are actually subscribed to me singularly? I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
But
that's the joys of the internet.
The joys of
the anonymity. Yes, that word. Words are hard. We've established this many times. So yeah. Anyways, so how we got together and why we decided to start this podcast, I guess, is the topic of discussion.
How did we Jake? I don't remember.
Well, basically, I was stream sniping our artist friend Yumi, and essentially we were joking about making a dating sim for probably a good hour or so while we were watching the stream, and then we decided, why don't we just make a dating sim? So that's what we do.
It's very interesting that you said that, Jake, because I remember it a different way. Now that you've like refreshed my memory, I think it was like, hey, I've been like trying to make a game, and then you were like, oh man, I made games. I made this game about a cat, and I'm making a game about golfing. It's like, huh, I wanted to make a date sim. And then immediately, maybe not even like a second after, I get a message on Twitch. It's like, are you serious about making a game? I want to make a date sim. We could be on a team, dude. We could do this together. And I was like, sure. And we got in Discord. We got Yumi a part of it. I got my friend a part of it. Now we're making a game.
Yeah, we are making a game. I was actually being quite jokingly about it at first, but the more that we started talking about it, granted, I did send you a message like we could seriously do this, but it was more of just a thought in my head more than anything. And yeah, we've been working on it for what, almost a month now?
I thought it was like a month and a half.
Really? I don't know. Time is not my specialty.
I
can never tell.
If I scroll up far enough, I can probably find, or I can just like go back to the point and like see when that initial message was. But speaking of our game, Jay, why don't we tell the lovely people who are actually listening about our game for those who's curious out there?
Okay, so the game in general is a dating sim about the player. You can customize and decide what your character looks like and how they act and everything through choices, as most dating sims go, but inside of a art school, essentially, and you get to meet all sorts of characters, and there's magic and fun stuff, so that's something to look forward to. We have yet to figure out exactly where it is or
what
the
they
name
call it.
even. Yeah, so it's in very early development, but it's coming along swimmingly, and I do do most of my work on stream. I don't know if you've done anything regarding the game. Have you?
You mean all the work I do in the story? Because you know, people would love to watch that on stream. Just
people watch me play around with learning art, so I don't see what would be wrong with that.
Well, art is something you can watch. You can watch like the idea process of art. I'm pretty sure no one in their mind was just like, I want to sit and watch this guy come up with ideas for a story that's not gonna be complete for a long time.
It's really not that long. We're getting pretty far in it, but yeah, I understand that.
I mean, if those people exist, more power to it. But I just don't see a need. I don't see it now.
Alrighty.
But I think we should talk about something important here, Jake. Since we were starting this podcast, my whole idea is like, we gotta get some cover art. All great podcasts have a cover art. It's the thing that pulls people into the podcast. What do you think about this podcast? What do you think about this art right here, Jake?
Okay, I'm going to start first of all and ask a simple question. What the heck is the cat? I've seen it around on many different art things. Is that like a reference to DeviantArt, or is it just a thing?
You don't know what the cat is?
I don't.
Really?
Really. I'm not an artist by any means.
No, it has nothing to do with art. It's a new thing that popped up recently. It's a Pokemon. It's one of the new Pokemon that's coming out in the new Pokemon game.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And it's my favorite of the new 3 starters. So recently, anything that I've been like drawn recently, I put the cat in. And when I asked my friend to revamp the picture, she made the cat look more amazing than what I drew. So I was like, thank you. Now, is there anything else you noticed? Because there's a lot of little things in this photo that I am enjoying.
There are a lot of little things. I love the little poison up in the background. I'm not going to get into the big elephant in the room just yet, but I love the little poison up on the shelf. Just, skull and crossbones, just sitting there next to sriracha and whatever else, what other spices and
it's interesting that you mentioned
inside of a cafe where most of everything on the menu is coffee.
It's interesting that you
it makes no
the
sense.
Shelves, Jake. Do you see what else is on those shelves, Jake?
I'm looking. There's sugar. There's pumpkin spice. There's sriracha for some reason, because people love sriracha on their coffee.
It's one of the nature's greatest creamers.
Yes, absolutely.
So we got sugar. See anything else up there?
Can you please explain?
Okay, so if you look in the bottom left corner, you have sugar. If you look in the the top right corner, we have spice, and directly under spice is a little tube.
Everything nice.
That says everything nice.
Nice little Easter egg we got there. I see. I was trying to read that, but the image was a little bit small on my end.
This is just a regular coffee shop. Maybe we own the coffee shop. Speaking of us, I'm looking at myself and I'm liking the way I'm looking. Makes me want to have that coat all the more soon. I did go to a tailor the other day and get fitted so I can get that coat, because I really want this coat. It's been my mascot coat for a long time. But enough about me. There's somebody next to me that we need to talk about.
Oh, you mean the harpy that has breasts and white hair and says, "I'm a dude"? Because there's no Adam's apple, so it's very confusing.
I think that's you, Jake. Let me just say.
I do think that's supposed to be me.
Let me just say something, Jake. That is the most impressive cosplay I've seen ever. You deserve all the awards.
I'm very impressed in my own cosplay, too.
You deserve all the awards. All the awards.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know how you got those jigglies on there, because they look so authentic. How you hid your Adam's apple. That luscious blue hair you got there. Jake. How did you do it, Jake? What's your secret?
What's my secret? Well, I'm not gonna lie. I just took a lot of preparation and a lot of thought process into how I can make everything look really authentic, and I used a lot of molding and plastics to get what I wanted. Yeah.
Did you have to do a lot of dieting and weight training for this?
Absolutely not. I'm skinny as a rail, and I have been since I was as far as back as I can remember. So yeah.
Now, when you're walking around in this costume of yours, Jake, do you get any guys that hit on you?
Oh, all the time.
And what do you do to those guys?
Even when I'm not in costume, I get guys hitting on me. It's weird.
Are you not taking the breast off?
No, it's not about the breast, really. I mean,
what is it about?
I don't even know what to say. This has gone way too far.
Jake, I don't know what you're talking about. I just admire your wonderful costume.
Yes.
As our characters are drinking coffee, I'm drinking coffee. Coffee makes the world go round. Take a sip of
that. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, Jake, before the show started, we were talking about things to talk about, and I asked you, what did you think about E3? And you had some choice things to say. I told you to save it for the podcast. Okay. And now it's time to speak your piece.
It is time to get into that monster. Well, I personally do not like E3. I've been once in my life, and it was probably the most begrudging experience I've ever experienced.
Whoa, wait. You've been to E3?
Yes, I have.
You?
Yeah, I've actually been to
cost
Comic-Con.
like $1,000. Like, I'm not even kidding. They're like 900 something.
I know.
You bought that.
I did, because I really wanted to see what games were out. And then I found out about PAX and realized that I could just go to PAX instead of dealing with millions and millions of people and a lot of people trying to shove things down my throat. It's great, because PAX is more of a convention where you get to go and see the games. It's getting a little bit more popular, so it's starting to become more of an ad fest, but not nearly as bad as E3 is ads all day, and it's the same ones constantly throughout the day. Really, it's only the AAA titles, and 90% of the time, in my opinion, granted they spend 3 or 4 years to make them, and their graphics are great, but I don't ever see any new game mechanic, which is why I'm going down the indie developer route. I got offered to work for a AAA title corporation, and said no.
What was that
purely
AAA
because
corporation?
I'm not allowed to disclose that. But yeah, it's in my opinion, without shaming a whole bunch of people all at once, I personally think that indie developers are the ones creating interesting and new things. And granted, the graphics may not be the greatest, but I play more indie games than I do AAA titles any day. So
I'd say I'm the complete opposite. The Electronic Entertainment Expo looked like so much fun. Getting to get on the show floor, like getting all the exclusive stuff you can only get there, being at the presentations, because I think that's probably the best thing, to be surrounded by the people who love the same thing you love and get hype at the same time when new things get revealed. I haven't had the chance to go to E3. I would love to go to E3. I'd love to go to PAX too, since that's here in the South now. I'd have to find some way to get there one day, probably this year, since I got a license now. That's besides the point. Jake, are there any upcoming games that you're excited about?
Upcoming games? Not really, because I'm not playing very many games anymore. I'm mostly working on making games, so I don't particularly play that many, and most of them are from 2013.
You don't take game breaks, Jake? You gotta take game breaks.
Yeah, I do, but the ones that I play are from 3 years ago.
What are you playing?
I play Spelunky and occasionally Minecraft if I feel like I want to build something.
Minecraft is not from 3 years ago. Minecraft is from the dinosaur ages.
Yeah, that's true. It is pretty old now. Wow. I wouldn't say it's from the dinosaur ages, but that's the whole age difference thing. Anyway.
I didn't know we were so different. I'm super excited for E3 because, you know, we got new Zelda news. We got new Pokemon news because I don't know if you knew, Jake, from earlier, but I'm super into Pokemon. Pokemon is one of my favorite game franchises. I only have 2 favorite game franchises, which is Pokemon and Kingdom Hearts, which I'm excited because they're both supposed to be E3. E3. I just can't believe we're so polar opposites.
I actually did not know Kingdom Hearts is coming out. That's one of the few games where I'm very interested in what happens and how it goes, and I definitely want to play it eventually.
Oh, Kingdom Hearts 3 is probably not coming out till next year.
I know. And that's the other nitpick I have with E3 is that they show all of these games that won't come out until next year. So the hype train starts, and then somewhere along the line, everybody forgets about it.
I'm always hype all the time. While taking a shower. Whoa! While driving down the street. Whoa! When my mom asked me how my day was. Whoa! Always hype all the time. Yeah. I get hype about ridiculous things. When my coffee was pouring, I got hype. As soon as I heard the little drip drops, I was like, whoa, coffee! I hyped. I'm just hype generator.
That's the normal reaction for coffee, I think. Going, woo, coffee.
Especially because I got like this York peppermint patty creamer. Nah, that's besides the point now.
I am so jealous.
Have you not played Pokemon before?
I've played Pokemon.
Why'd you stop?
I love the game. Because I didn't have time. I'm an adult now and kind of have responsibilities.
Nah, there's never a reason to stop playing Pokemon. I know. How old is that guy again? I think he's like 57. A 57-year-old Jake who still plays Pokemon.
Yeah, and I'm sure he enjoys the heck out of it. However, I'm the type of person, if I'm not working, I feel like I'm not doing anything.
So when you're playing Minecraft and Spelunky, like, I shouldn't be playing this game.
Yeah.
I should be working on my game.
Constantly, that's my thought process. I'm like, I should be working. I should not be trying to kill this spider over and over again. But
what does your schedule consist of then, Jake? What's an average week for you, Jake? Take us through a life of
goodness.
HB.
Let's see. Mondays are now the podcast. I do a little bit of art stuff, learning general art basics to implement into other projects that I'm working on. And yeah, now that we've added the podcast onto it, it kind of fills in my free slot for Mondays that I had. Tuesdays are me doing some programming off camera because there's a lot of things in programming that I don't understand, so I'm learning while I'm working on another project that I'm working on that I basically is a website, and I'm learning HTML on Tuesdays.
Okay.
Making my and then Wednesdays are making a tabletop Dungeons and Dragons like thing for kids, which is really fun and really enjoyable. I got into it with my little sister out in Colorado and just took off with that. So I'm actually making it into a physical version. Thursdays are working on the dating sim live, which is probably a 6 or 7 hour experience. And at night I usually watch YouTube videos on how to do what I'm doing so that I am learning even at night, because I'm partial insomniac, so I stay up until 3 a.m. and get up at 6. So yeah. And then Fridays is so I do woodworking away from the computer, away from all of that. Saturdays and Sundays are kind of like if I feel like doing something I will, but usually I don't, because by that point in time I'm either exhausted because I haven't slept enough or I feel like I've done enough for those. So
Saturday and Sundays are your chill days, is what you're saying?
Kind of.
The perfect time to play Pokemon, just like pop it into a console and play
They
away.
are, but I usually try and keep 3 days out of the week that I am not near my computer or not near any console or video game or anything electronic, really. Like I don't watch TV, so I just kind of let that go.
Wow.
Yeah.
The busy life of 8-Beat, Mr.
Yes.
Jakester.
But it keeps me social and keeps me relevant in society. So, yeah. So what's your average week like?
My
then?
average week? I
Yeah.
mean, it's different now. I mean, it's summer. So, Monday is a podcast, and then work on some YouTube stuff, get some, like, the way I make YouTube videos, it's a weird process. Like, I'll start on a video Monday, and it'll be finished by Friday, because, like, I have to be really motivated to, like, make cool effects and stuff, because I'll start it and just get super motivated. I'm just like, yeah, this is gonna be like the best video ever. It's gonna have all these cool effects. It's gonna move and it's gonna blah, pow, pizzow, all that. But like at a certain point while I'm working on it, I'll like lose motivation and I'll get bored and just like, no, I can't work on this anymore. So I'll save it, work on it the next day, work on it the next day, work on it the next day when my motivation is like regenerated. So it'll be ready for like Friday or Saturday. So Monday is now podcast, start a video, start your script, whatever. Tuesday is get new art, work on new designs, how to get a t-shirt. Wednesday is look for a job day because I need a job. Money would be great. Thursday is a workout day. Me and the dog go to the dog park, run around, play with other dogs, have fun.
Nice.
Friday is anime day. I watch all anime from the week, catch up, either cry or like get hyped up because anime is so emotional. The new spring anime, it's been really good lately. I'll tell you about that later. Saturday is hang out with the bro, play games, do whatever he wants to do. Sunday is a lazy Sunday.
All right. This kind of pertains to our next topic, honestly. But I was watching a TED Talks.
What is
about,
TED Talk?
It's basically it's one person who comes on stage and talks about something introspective or very logic based. It's very technical speeches, I guess you could say.
A live podcast?
It's more of just somebody coming on stage and.
That sounds like a live podcast.
It sounds more like a lecture. Either way, I guess so.
It sounds exactly what we're doing, but live in front of people.
But yeah, you're gonna make me call it a podcast now, of course. The TED Talks that I was watching the other day was about procrastination and the way people take to doing projects.
I procrastinate all the time. My best friend.
Yeah. There's a reference in the video to a panic monster, and basically there's a normal brain has the critical thinker, the logic says, I need to do this by this date, right?
Okay.
And in the guy's example, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he then says a procrastinator also has a instant gratification monkey.
We all have monkeys?
In our brain, yes.
What? How do I get this monkey?
And essentially the instant gratification monkey is constantly trying to find something that will make him happy thus instant gratification. Right?
I'll make the monkey happy. I just gotta find him. Where is the monkey?
He's in your head.
How do I get him out?
You can't.
That's disappointing.
And the way a procrastinator's brain works is that the logical thinker says, oh, I need to get this done by this date. And instant gratification monkey takes the wheel and says, no, we should go and do something that's fun and let's do it now. And then whenever procrastination or whenever it's about time for the due date, awakes the panic monster and scares the heck out of everybody. And that's how procrastination. There's also another example for a brain like my brain where I have to do everything all at once. So I have 4 projects going all at once and I'm spanning it over a time period of about 6 months, right?
Yeah, you've told me this before.
Yeah, so that's pretty much how I've lived my life constantly for the last 6 or 7 years since I started working. Is I can't sit in one place at once, and I think that's considered the ADD brain. Either way, whatever the people want to call it nowadays, I cannot focus on one thing for more than a few hours before I get bored of it and then have to go to something else. So and then there's the logical thinker who says, I'm going to get this done by this date and it'll be done by that date. So
what am I? Is there a type for me?
I don't know, because I don't know. I think the best way I think the best way to make sure that you actually produce your videos on time and everything, I don't really know exactly your entire process. You kind of explained it a little bit, but probably your best thing to do is set due dates and make sure that you get there on time.
My due date, whatever day whatever day is the day is uploaded, that might just like this will be done by then. Hopefully.
Yeah, and do you find that you end up missing out on other things, like making other videos or something like?
Not really. There's been, I think, 3 times in my whole entire time of making videos that I've like missed a due date on making a video. Like the video took a little longer than I thought it was gonna take, so I just uploaded the next week, and then people would freak out and be like, "He didn't upload a video. He's dead. Oh no!"
Yeah. The general reaction for YouTube, yes, absolutely. I'm well aware of that.
But recently, I've just been like uploading videos like every 2 weeks now because I'm running out of ideas. Because the video game that I make videos about is like really dry now, and every video I make is kind of like.
What game is that?
So there's this game that used to be like really popular. It was an MMO based off of the universe of the Cartoon Network, which is a very popular TV network. I don't know if you know that about that because you don't watch TV, but essentially it took all the shows on the network and put all those characters into one world, and that world was being invaded by aliens, and it was up to you, the player, to go help those guys and defeat the aliens. The game was really popular. It started in 2000.
Please tell me that Ed and Eddie's in there.
It is.
Awesome.
It started in 2005, I think, or no, not that 5. 2009, I think. Yeah, 2009, and it got shut down in 2013, and like.
And you're still playing it?
Everybody was sad, right? There was no way to play the game anymore. But recently, in the dawn of 2015, there was a group of fans who were like, we know a lot about coding and whatnot. We're gonna bring the game back. So since that day, they said that they've been working hard on trying to bring the game back. They have like a working model now of like the original build, but they're like working on like an updated version. They're adding stuff and whatnot. They did like a beta test one time on trying to let everybody play the game, but the server they had for it just crashed. Like everybody got on it and nothing worked.
Yeah.
So they're still working on it, and I do like update videos and theory videos on that. But recently it's been super silent. They're like dealing with some legal stuff I hear or something like that. So we gotta wait. And so I've had to be like really creative with my video ideas lately. Kind of like started branching off to other stuff. So that, yeah, it's getting really hard to make videos.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. I'll have to check that out.
Have you never
I feel like
I've
played it before. No.
It was called, the game was called Fusion Fall, and the new one they're making is called Fusion Fall Leggy.
Alright. Yeah, that game sounds really similar, or really familiar, but I don't know if I played more than a few hours of it, because, again, I'm a very productive, or I try to be as productive as possible, so I don't play very many games anymore, so...
I myself, I've never beat it. I've never beat it, like, but I did have a lot of fun playing it. But there's a lot of hype surrounding, like, the release of the newer version of it, and I'm just like, I think we might be hyping this game up too much. I think it might not meet our expectations, and I'm really afraid of that. Like, when it comes out, everybody's just like, this is cool for like a week and never touch it again.
Yeah.
Because they're putting a lot of work into it. That's a big problem with
remaking older MMOs is people, especially now with the internet, because now you can find anything on the internet.
It's funny you say that, Jay, because remember earlier when I said my most popular video is like 4,000 views?
Mm-hmm.
My most popular video on the game that everybody's excited about coming back is a video about 5 other games that are just like it. Which I thought was ironic. So everybody's...
That is pretty ironic, yeah.
It's like, whoa, we're excited about this game. But look, there's a video telling us other games like this game. So we don't have to play that game.
Yeah.
Ironic.
Well, hopefully the developers realize that maybe there's a few other games out there and they want to be better than it. That's really all the developers can do, really, is just try and make something that's better than everything else, which in this day and age is hard. It's difficult. So, yeah.
Now, Jake, I did mention anime. Are you an anime phenomenon? Maniac?
Phenomenon.
Do you like anime?
I love anime stories. I love just the general worlds of anime. I'm less about the mechs and psychological things, or I'm less about the action than I am about the story. I love to watch the romance ones most for some reason. It's just very interesting and kind of weird, and there's a lot of interesting tropes. So yeah, that's pretty much what I watch, is the emotional, very relationship-based one.
I'm glad you say that, Jay, because I've compiled here for you a list of my top 5 anime I think you should watch, right?
Okay.
Alright, so based upon what you said, I'm going to try to order this in order from most action to least action.
Okay.
So the first one, I would say, it's called Boku no Stray Dog, right? So like the plot of this is, right, in the first episode we find this guy who's like, he's trying to like steal money from this guy, and then we find out he was trying to commit suicide because his life sucked, everybody hates him, and he doesn't know why. But then
let's start. All right.
But then we find out the guy who he's trying to steal money from is a detective helping the police right now. And they're looking for a tiger that's been supposedly going around eating people's crops and killing people. But we find out, spoiler alert, at the end of the episode, that the kid who was trying to commit suicide was the tiger all along. That when the moon comes up, he self-consciously turns into a tiger without himself knowing.
That's kind of a really big spoiler alert. You might want to edit that one out.
Really?
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it's not the whole plot. Like, the rest of the anime is about him being a tiger and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. And like,
well, I'm just kidding. We don't edit these videos. What are you talking about?
him, like, dealing with that fact that he can do that and, like, learning to control it.
So we have a tiger boy.
A were-tiger. They call him a were-tiger.
Oh, a were-tiger.
Since he was turned into a tiger when the moon came up.
Please tell me, as a human, he has tiger ears.
Nope, he has he's an albino tiger, first of all.
Oh, okay.
He has white hair. He wears like preppy type clothes. So like the detective like helps him find out that he was the tiger all along. But then he like helps him. He's like, hey, if you want help, because like the kid was kicked out of an orphanage. He doesn't know who his real parents are. Like most anime heroes, but he doesn't know who his real parents are. So he was in an orphanage.
That's an interesting trope too. Why is it that nobody knows their parents anymore?
Their parents are either dead, missing, or like flat out not mentioned.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So what's the next one before you spoil the rest of the show?
Oh, okay. Well, the next one is called Twin Star Exorcist.
I think I've seen that.
It's brand new. All this is brand new. It's spring anime. I'm mentioning spring anime to you.
Oh, okay.
Twin Star Exorcist.
Oh, it's Blue Exorcist I was thinking of. Yeah. Go ahead.
Twin Star Exorcist is about one kid who doesn't want to be an exorcist anymore because like something tragic happened. Like at first he was like, I'm gonna be the best exorcist in the world, but then something tragic happened and like all his friends died, so he was like, I'm giving this up. I don't ever want to go through that pain again. And another girl who's like, I'm gonna be the best exorcist in the world, and she's like a real prodigy. And then when they're brought together, they have to live in the same house because like a prophecy is told that these two kids are gonna give birth to the real exorcist that is gonna destroy all the experimental beings and save the world. But those kids ain't having none of it because they don't like each other, and they were just told that eventually they gotta get married and have a baby when both of them want to save the world in their own way.
Gotcha.
Like imagine
that actually sounds like a really, really good one.
Imagine that, like you're having a goal and you're like, this is my goal, I want to do this, but someone came and told you like, no, your goal, you can't do that, it's impossible, it's been foretold, there's no way. You have to have a baby, and that baby can do it. But you suck. You can't do that.
Nope, that actually sounds really good. Okay, and what was that one called?
Twin Star Exorcist.
Okay, alright. I might actually check that one out.
Okay, the next anime is Boku no Hero Academia.
Okay.
So this one is really popular right now. It's being called the next Naruto, the next Dragon Ball Z. It's really popular. So, in a world where everybody is born with a superpower, like 95% of the world is born with some kind of superpower. Some of them are like useless, like I think one of the people in the show like just has the power to like make a room light up and that's it. But then some of them are like really incredible, like their super strength and like the regular superhero power.
Okay.
In this world, our main character is a kid who is not born with superpowers.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
And his dream is to be the best superhero there is, even though he doesn't have superpowers. So we follow this kid on his journey to be the best superhero when he lives in a world of superheroes, when he doesn't have powers.
This is called Batman, right?
No.
Okay.
Because eventually, in the same, I think it's in the second episode, actually, it's the greatest hero in the world, right? The one, everybody's like, he is the best, comes to him and tells him a secret. He's like, I can transfer my powers to you. I've been looking for a successor. You are the one I think could be the next me and save this world. Okay. So then the rest of the series is him trying to learn how to control the power, because like every time he tries to use the power, like he breaks his limbs. Like he punched somebody and his arm instantly broke because his body couldn't handle all the power. And it's called Boku no Hero Academia.
Oh, all right.
I think that's 3 right there.
Okay.
Did I say 5?
That was 3. Yeah, I think you said 5.
I don't have 5. I just have 4. I thought I had 5. Oh, I'm looking at this list and I thought it was 5. I was like, I was like, I could have sworn there was more anime, but no. Okay, my number 1 favorite anime right now is called something that I'm not even sure if I pronounce correctly when I say it. He's Naiver. I don't know. It's Kiznaiver. He's Naiver. Something like that.
Go on.
So the premise of this is, there's a company trying to learn how to unify the world, and their idea of just trying to make everybody like be friendly with each other is to connect the world by their wounds. So they're like, we're gonna test it. So they get 7 of the most incompatible people together and connect them by a wound. So when one person gets hurt, everybody gets hurt.
Okay.
But then as the anime goes on, it keeps evolving. So it starts from when one person gets hurt, everybody get hurt. When one person is like feeling sad, everybody feels sad. Is one person feeling happy, everybody feels happy. And then it goes like really, really deep into when they can like start reading each other's minds. Like, this is my favorite anime so far. There's so much character development, and I don't want to spoil it for you. Like, it's so good. Like, I'm
looking at it. It looks pretty good.
I watched an episode the other day and I actually cried. Like, that's how deep it was. There's no action in this at all. It's purely story.
Cool.
So I definitely recommend you check this one out the most.
Awesome. All right.
And that's my list of spring anime you should check out.
Okay, I have a question for you. What was the very first anime that you ever watched?
The very first anime I watched? Okay, so I remember back in 2013, I want to say, I was really against watching anime. Like, I there was a negative connotation that came with it whenever I asked anybody about it. But then I made this friend, he was like, you should really check this stuff out. So the first anime I ever watched was an anime called K-On!, which is ironic because all anime I like now is nothing like K-On!. K-On! Is an essentially a slice of life anime. It's spelled K-on. That's about these 5 girls who have a band in high school, and that's it. And their everyday adventures.
Okay.
That was my first. What was your first anime, Jake?
I'm looking up the name of it. It's something Moon, but I can't remember.
Sailor Moon?
Remember the first part. My first anime ever was probably Sailor Moon.
I asked you that.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, it was probably Sailor Moon. I watched all.
What was your first anime, Jake? I'm trying to remember. It had something to do with a moon. Was it Sailor Moon? No, something else. Those were your words, Jake. Jake, I think that pretty much wraps up our podcast for today.
Yeah.
I'm pretty proud
would
of
say
what
so.
we produced.
Yeah, probably.
So, Jake, where can people find you if you're not listening to the podcast?
Okay, on Twitch, I am JakeHB Game Design, all one word, because JakeHB was taken, because I already had that, and it was my gaming channel thing. And so, yeah, that's me on Twitch. I'm not on Twitter at the moment, or Facebook, or really any other social media, because I don't enjoy the drama on that, and we'll talk about that another time. On YouTube, I am JakeHB, and if you guys want to email me, you can email me at jakehbgame@gmail.com.
I am Magic, also known on YouTube as The Magical Dealer, also known on Twitter as @MagicalDealer, and I don't stream. I mean, like, my Twitch is set up. I could stream anytime I want to, but I don't know what to stream, so there's no use in telling you that. But I hope you guys enjoy listening, and look forward to the next episode next Tuesday. Every Tuesday we will be uploading these episodes. Until next time, guys, stay hyped. Say bye, Jake.
Bye, Jake.